Hello, welcome to my craft room. It's Rhoda. Today we're going to have the Dragon Journal flip through. Yay! Been waiting to do that one forever. So what we had was a few pages between the little flip up guy that I showed you. There was this page, just a writing page. There was this that came out of that scrapbook pad that went perfectly with the kit. We had like a paper that I thought went along with the time period, but we're working with the antique phone, vintage phone, digital by Wonders by Wink on Etsy. And this one, I have this, I don't know if it's just like a circle. I think it was supposed to be a Christmas ball, but I thought it looked like a ring. You know, you ring somebody. That was my play on it. I've got like a glaze. I think that's some Tim Holtz embossing glaze on here in copper. And then over here, this is the fun one. All right, Lily Tomlin as Ernestine the operator. Does anybody remember her? She would go ring-a-ding-ding. Let's see, I think it's okay. See, she went one ringy-dingy, two ringy-dingy. But way back in the day, there was actually operators that would answer and transfer you, and they had all them little things they would push in different places. I guess in big companies was mostly it. There was this that somebody sent me. Hard to believe I once had a phone attached to a wall. When it rang, I'd pick it up without knowing who was calling. Amazing I'm still alive. But that's like a journal card. Oh, gosh. And then up here we have a definition. It's ring, a circular mark. I guess that's where that come from. Or line or object, a circular band worn on a finger. It had so many different definitions. But over here was some kind of little symbol on one of her pages in the digital. I put some more of the phone book here. And some kind of little strip of paper behind there. And I think... well, I have that from the other side. That's another one of her writing pages. And I have a stencil with numbers on it. So that's where that come in. And I think I'm going to stop there. I'm not too sure what else is back in here, but I'll save that for another day. All right, our flip through. Let me get him. He's over here. All right, here is our dragon. I don't know. I'll probably link... I think I have it. Yeah, I do have a video. Sorry, I'm so tired I can't think. I do have a video on how I assembled this. So I'm going to attach that at the end. So you'll be able to see how I did it. It's just white Walmart bags. I cut them at different intervals and twisted it. And then I used the fabric tack glue on them. My fingers were coated, baby, coated. Then I took a couple of metallic, just acrylic paints that I had. And I went and painted it. Actually, I think both of them are down here somewhere. Oh, here they are. In case anybody's interested. This one's copper. It's the Deco Art Metallics. I think I got them at Michael's. This one is Festive Green. So that's the two I actually used on here. I may have put a little gold. I think I had an antique gold I added in spots to highlight. Now, of course, this is a peacock eye. Or it's a magnet. It's a peacock. I couldn't figure out what to use for his eye. I had seen other people online using concho bonds that they'd painted. I think I said that word right. But anyhow, the other day, I got to wondering about this and just having the paint on top of this plastic bag. So I got clear gesso and I painted over it really thickly so it would be a good coat. Well, the only problem was the gesso got down in these cracks here and made it milky. Oh, crap, you know. Wouldn't you know it? So anyhow, I have these mica sprays that I got for Halloween over there. And I got a green one and spritz. It took care of it. Plus, it made it a little shiny. Yeah, I can live with that. Now, the end here, I just put a piece of material because this was a rough edge where all the bags came out and I had to cut them. And then the back side, has like this pattern from a steampunk pad that I had. And the edges, I edged in green, that same green that I just showed you. I just went around the edges with the green, so they were covered. All right, so inside we have this. I went to the Dollar Tree, and they have all these little windows there. And I thought this one looked like a castle window so well, so I had to add it. I just added a little bit of the sticker pack that was with it around there, and I glued down the pieces that might like to flip up, and it's like a little window box. And this is more of that steampunk. It's on the front and the back. Inside here, I just took a regular 12 by 12, and I cut it in half. And I'm going to show you how I folded some of these, just so I didn't have all that cut off, you know. Let me cut this and I'll show you. Okay, so I've cut these in half. They were like that. And I've scored it at 3.5. Most of my pages are, this is a 9" by 6 journal. So I cut a lot of my pages 8.5, maybe 8.25. So the way this would work is I went like this. I folded it at the 3.5 score line like that, and then I would come around, and some of them were like loose, like this one. I had it like that. Then in some other cases, I would come around and I would attach them, like I didn't want that white to show or something. I would how did I do that? Some of them I thought I had went and I added them to like just a sheet that might have been this size. That's right. So some of them I only cut like that. So it was like this. Good. I'm still trying to figure it out. But the way it ended up, I had it to where I had pockets. Oh, I made it. Oh, I did it like that. There we go. Okay. I'd figure it out here one time. So I had some white that I had to cover up, but then I had a pocket here, so you can cut a thumb pull there and glue it here, here, and here. Oh, you know, like that. And then on this side, I could put that down and I'd have another pocket, and you do another thumb pull. Then you had these pieces, which you could cover with another piece of paper, another type of pocket, or something along those lines. There we go. So that helped me from having all of these little scrappies left behind. All right, let's get back to it. Sorry. All right. My only worry is how soft this cover is, and if it'll stand the test of time. It's the only thing I don't know about. So I put a little piece. I'm a fan of a floating spine, or hidden spine. I'm sorry. It's a hidden spine. So I'm always taking this little piece of paper and sewing my signatures to it. Then I glue it down to the back. And I put this little piece of scrap paper from another one of the pages in here to go behind it. And so you didn't see that little extra gap there. I like it to be neat. This was an extra paper from some dragon skin looking paper up here. So that's what that is. I had went to, I think it was Hobby Lobby, and I got these pages. No, I'm sorry, that's actually out of a Stamperia pack, so it's a nice strong paper. But I did get some from Hobby Lobby. I think that's one. So that's just a little flap. I don't know if you want to put a picture on it or something. This one is easily writable. I had a stencil that's got this old script, and I used that throughout. This is one of the papers from the Dreaming of Dragons. Really beautiful dragon skin look. This was from an old kit that I had, and it's kind of through here as well. It was like fairy tales. This here is one of her dragon cards, tags, so I tucked that in here. That's one of those spots I was telling you about. This I can put, you know, their names or something. I just left it open for their interpretation. Now this one has, it was a pad that I got at, I think it was Target long ago. And it had, like, was for, no, it was Hobby Lobby. I'll get it together soon. But yeah, it was just like a tail look to it. So I put it in here because it also looked like dragon skin and scales. Now here's where I actually used a napkin that I had been spraying in my splat box, and I put it in behind here. Here was another one of the tags from the Dreaming from Dragons. Here is a tag, a little quote or saying, "A dragon's heart burns fiercely, even in the face of danger." And I had from the Dollar Tree these little buttons. They're like little cushion-like button jewels, I guess. I'm not sure what you call them. In here I do have a little blank tag. It had like a little bit of a maroon look or purple look, so I thought that went with it. Here's actually a pocket that doesn't have anything in it right there. And this was part of a piece back here, and I wanted to use it. I put rub-ons on here. This was the piece from Hobby Lobby that I put on the back of this other, like, green scaled looking stuff. And I thought, well, maybe that's a map of where the castle and the dragons are at. Now this is so dark you couldn't write on it, so I've got all these little pieces in here to add interest, and that could be written on. This is the piece that I just cut in the last video with the Caroline's sCraftTree. And these are like the mermaid, I don't know, I guess you call those buttons as well. The bling, the mermaid bling, but I thought it was dragon scales. Here I did a stencil here with a stamp on top with some old world writing. This here is a piece of paper that I had just made out on the lawn yesterday. And I cut it in half. You can see the grass blades sort of on there. But I used green, like Kelly green, but I had this like fabric art, t-shirt art kind of a paint. And I put that in there, and it had this metallic glow to it. Check it out. So I got a whole stack of that over there I can use for something. So I wanted that piece to go in here because I thought that went well with the ivy and the little scales on the dragons. Here's a little image from one of her pages, the little hatching dragon. Over here, this is one of the pieces from that fairy tale kit, and the pages in behind here. It was True Love's Kiss. I was looking around. I thought I had lips somewhere, but I didn't. But anyhow, that was part of the mermaid pad, and it fits in right perfectly right there. So it can be written on and tucked in behind there. It's also area to write. There's all little areas you can write through here. I love this dragon eye. It kind of reminds me of the cover. Here is the one that I showed in the last video on Caroline's sCraftTree Challenge. Here's one of her file folder pieces with a beautiful white dragon. And then this was an envelope that would fold shut, or like a coin pouch. Well, I made it to where it's a double pocket. So you can see the whole dragon here. And then you can flip it to this side. And you've got the other side of the envelope that I've formed in this way over this map. And then that was my scrap from the last video. And I stuck it in there because the colors really match. Now here was a little piece I just wanted to use up. I have some rub-ons here. I put this little piece of the mermaid pad there. And these are more of those little Goo-Gaw buttons. And this was a piece of Stamperia. This here. Here was a piece that I had from a pad that has the jewel tones, or it's like a marbleized look. This was just a strip I had left over, so I tucked it in there. And here's the mushrooms I thought I was going to use on the last video, but I didn't. I put them right there. There's another stencil. And then this piece flipped over to this piece, as you can see, and made that pocket I was telling you about. I have a bunch of stamps over here and some stickers that I had with some family tree items, and I just kind of stuck them down here. There's a I don't even know what you'd call that thing. There was a frame that I cut in half. I used this saying, "Come not between the dragon and his wrath," from Caroline's kit, and I just made it have two little pieces of scrap stuck in there. Now, on the back side, there was writing. I think this was from my dark academia, where I was doing my, what was it? My grimoires. I think I made my grimoires out of some of that. And there was just a little card that had purples that went really well with this, so I stuck it over here. More of the rub-on. More of that marbleized paper pad that I've got that's got the jewel tones in it. And the other side of the one frame. Here's the brick again. And I just put this pink in here. I just figured it went with this page really well. I had Once Upon a Time. And since there was some blue in it, I just put a card in here with blue. It's white on the back. Just something I had a spare of, so I was using it. Here's more of that sticker pad. And over here, ooh, that one's blinding. This was some silver I got in one of these discount packs at Hobby Lobby. It's got like a little ray of sunbeams or something there. Here is one of her sayings, "A life fueled by passion is like riding the back of a dragon." And I don't know if you recognize this page, but that was from the Mad Scientist page in my Haunted Mansion journal. Here I rubbed the whole back with this rub-on and a couple of stickers here because you couldn't really write on it, so I thought that had an old world look to the letters. Here was more sticker. I put it here, and here was just two little scraps. So it was a functional page, so you could tuck something in there. And the back side of that. It's really pretty. The bubbles. Bubble, bubble. Toilet trouble. Now over here I made it a big pocket. So it's got another piece of that blue in it. So that went right down in here. I got a thumb pull there to help you pull it out. I have two of the stickers here. And this is actually a little pocket as well. Actually, I put that there so that wouldn't stick. But yeah, it's a little pocket here. So if you have some little smalls or something. And this is the name of her kit, Dreaming of Dragons. And I'll use the last three of those little buttons to put here because it went really well with that color. Here was our Caroline's sCraftTree challenge of this past week. And I just did a video on that. It's my last one. And I did a little bit of fabric tack here to keep those stray threads down. And I'm just keeping it from sticking to this back page. But this pulls out. It's a little pocket or a little writing piece. It even have lines on it. And then I've got a piece in behind so you don't see just bag. Let me get that back in here. It's always interesting to get these back in. I don't know why. And it always happens when you're on video. Well, while I'm getting it in here, I want to thank you for coming to visit. I don't think I've done that yet. Thank you for visiting, giving me some likes and some shares. And you know anybody else that likes dragons that might get some ideas from this. Just a scrap from that mermaid pad. A little bit more of a rub on here. And one of her sayings. Our biggest fears are like dragons guarding our deepest treasure. I'm crazy about purple anyway, so you probably know that. This page was, this is shiny. That's from that steampunk pad. So I don't know if it's writable. So I put these little stickers on here, and it is an actual pocket, a big pocket. So you can put something inside. I didn't do anything. And then that's the part of that map that I got from Hobby Lobby. Some more of that real pretty marbleized. More of our Stamperia. And again, and I didn't realize I put green. And see, it was different on here. I think that was from my Hobby Lobby purchase. And I put it on the back of here. I didn't realize I did green on green. Here's one of those frames that I thought went really well here. So they can put something in the frame if they want, a saying. And here's one of Caroline's pretty dragons. This is where I cut it off, and the piece that's the hidden spine is on here. It's from the base. And over here is that fairy tale pack. More stickers. A little ticket from her kit. Has a little yellow dragon on there. I made a tiny, tiny pocket down here. Now this tag from her kit, I did some rub-on on because it really did have much going. So I wanted to add a little bit to it. And so on the back side is another one of those words from the fairy tale kit. It has dream. So I just put this blue tag, ticket, journal card, whatever you want to call it there. Now here's the castle. You saw the top of the castle way back here. But here's the roses as well. You can see where it's got flowers on it. And I've been hoping you can see that right side this whole time. But I'll have to watch this and see. I'm going to have to do another one. So yeah, it had the roses. So it tied in the one where I did the bags. The bag tag. And here's another dragon with some more ivy. And it's actually hiding a little tiny tuck down here as well. I may have to cut a few more things up and stick in here. Here's another one of those shiny papers or metallics from that cheap set. Here's another tag. This is some texture paste that I had put on a little strip of paper. I was using up this. This was Martha Stewart glitter paste, and I was trying to get rid of it. So I had that extra piece, and I have another one behind. That's some more of that paper towel that I was splat boxing on. Another little bit of stencil. Another stamp image. And some more of the mermaid. Another tag. Now this is another piece from that fairy tale kit. And it was just one big long piece. And I was trying to figure out what to do with it. So I made it into like a tuck that follows along that whole edge. And that's the other half of that paper that I had made the other day, or yesterday. So I will see if I can get it back in there. Oh, never fails, does it? There we go. And the page here has the tail end of the mermaid pad because it went really well with the saying here. Now this piece back here is from Ki-Young's Edgar Allan Poe kit. She had some background papers that went so well. They were so distressed and so what do you call it? Not distressed. Grungy. Grungy's the word. Grungy. And they went really well with aged items. So I thought they went good with these stickers I put down here. This says, if the skies were able to dream, they would dream of dragons. Here is a very pale image. I think this is from the Caroline's Dreaming of Dragons kit. But it was 2 castles. And just make them out, I think. Just barely. I think when the light hits them just right. And then here is a page from that one kit with the fairy tale images. There was a crown, and it had a lot of these, I don't know what you call those, but it had I'm not having a good day here. It had like these scrolls, and I put a little bit of that stencil in here with the old script because it went with those. Here's another one of her tags with dragons on it. He's got a barbed tail, boy. I wouldn't want to mess with him. This drawing, this drawing I did in 1983. It had a unicorn and a girl trying to catch him with a golden lasso. And the dragon is way back here. And there's the dragon's den. And the dragon's flying around the castle, trying to get somebody. And here's another one, her file folders. I thought was really pretty. And I tucked it back here in this little shallow dip. And another piece of that scroll. And here's the other part of the texture paste. And I didn't put anything in here, but it is a little pocket. It has some rub-ons on it. And that's the other side. It has, it was from Caroline's Dreaming of Dragons kit. Now this piece right here was the very last little piece. And I didn't know, I was trying to use this And more than likely, I'm going to put this with the book when I put it for sale at the shop. But I thought this looked like a dragon, like a bones of a dragon. And it's a puzzle. I got it from Walmart. Don't know if they still have it. But I tried to put it in here. I tried to put it in this area here at the back. And I thought it just made it too chunky. So I left it out. So there is a little belly band back here to use. And then here is a removable belly band. It actually has a Velcro closure. So you can use that wherever you would want. You can leave it here. You can move it to another one of the pieces up through here. That might be a short one that has nothing on it. Like that. It could go on this one. Well, that has something. But you got my drift. Like here. That had something on it. Anyway, I know there's a few bare ones. But it could have something tucked in there as well. So, I really hope you enjoyed that. Hope you got some ideas. I really want to thank everybody for coming to visit and see me and see what I had going after such a long trip. And I said I was going to talk more about my trip on this one. But maybe after I've rested up, I can tell you a little bit more on my next video. I'm going to go sit on the couch now. All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for coming to visit and spend some time. Everybody have a great, great day. Bye-bye.